Good Wednesday morning, everybody. Kind of getting over the hump, aren't we? Middle of the week here, November 16th. I'm Chris Allen at Chris Allen Skywicks on social media here on the SAM channel, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace. We are dealing with stubborn clouds this morning, and those clouds will continue to just kind of hang around. You see at the bottom of your screen some of the wider looking shades of clouds there. That is upper level clouds in a southwest to northeast flow. And then you see the kind of darker grays here. That's just some low level clouds. Those are the clouds that were with us yesterday and just kind of stayed with us all day. We didn't get any breaks of sunshine. I kind of I kind of went with it's going to stay cloudy, and that was the right call because it's just one of those situations where you get moisture trapped, where you get that cool, damp ground. And this time of the year, without that higher sun angle, there's just not much drying going on. Now, back here to the west, we are beginning to see some clearing. So I think we'll start with a few clouds and then start to see some clearing from west to east during the morning. And there you see the higher clouds with us. There's a little bit of moisture out there. Somebody might even see a snowflake or two coming from those clouds, but it's not going to be a big deal, or a raindrop. Depending on temperature, temperatures are actually well enough above freezing this morning to where we don't have to worry too much about a lot of frozen precipitation. But that's the situation this morning. How about the next 10 days? I'll put this up front for you. The blend of models showing that we're going to warm up as we get closer to Thanksgiving. For those who want to see the next 10 days up front and don't want the details, here you go. We're going to see temperatures moderating from the 40s, one more shot of cold air, then we moderate as we get close to Thanksgiving, as you can see there. So next few days, still running well below average. The average high is now 59. We've dropped one more degree on the average for the middle of November. It goes down to a certain point, then it stalls out for the winter time. As far as where the average or normal daytime highs should be, same thing for the lows, but we're going to stay in the 40s the next couple of days, low to mid 40s. Here we go into Sunday. We're going to get another shot of Arctic air, but nothing in the way of precipitation. Look at that low of 18 on Saturday night into Sunday morning, and then 20s. Then we moderate into the 30s and 40s for lows as we get to Thanksgiving. There's Thanksgiving Day, November 24th. We will be right on the average high of 59. And you see lows in the 40s after that. Black Friday still looks warm. And at this point, it looks maybe like it could be dry. In fact, this whole period looks like it could be fairly dry for the next 7 to 10 days. Therefore, making the severe drought, I guess you could say, even more severe. So if you're looking for rainfall, if you're looking for snowfall, this doesn't appear to be the forecast that's going to give us any of that. Flurries, maybe, a raindrop here and there, maybe, but not much more than that. All right, now let's get to the details and the current situation this morning with the Kentucky Mesonet Network, as we're seeing temperatures starting out everywhere pretty much in the 30s. Now, the one thing that the cloud cover did do for us last night is to keep us from getting much colder. The clouds overnight acting as a blanket. Now, if those clouds had eroded, they're just now starting to, but if they had eroded early last night or into the middle of the night, we would have seen temperatures this morning in the 20s instead of the 30s. So that kept us a little bit warmer. Temperatures, everybody this morning, starting out in the 30s across the Kentucky Mesonet network. So Maybe not as much frost around the area this morning. You'll still need to warm up the vehicle, though, before you head outdoors. All right, here we go with future temperatures. We start with the here and now, then take it forward over the next 24 hours, starting, as I mentioned, in the 30s this morning. We'll quickly warm into the upper 30s to low 40s as we get into the day. 43 to 45 is what I'm going to go with, low to mid 40s. Here's the other thing, it's going to be breezy. We've got that weak disturbance passing through. That's actually, with some of the cloud cover we're seeing, is the reason why we didn't get rid of it last night. So some of the clouds, that little bit of a disturbance and the winds, it wouldn't surprise me if some of you around Bowling Green to the north maybe sees a passing snow flurry. I'll show you that on the future radar in just a minute. But the winds will be from the west today at about 10 to 15, but we could have some higher gusts to 20, 25 miles per hour. That's going to make for a wind chill today. Probably it's going to make it feel like it's in the 20s instead of the 40s. So I would dress in layers today, even though we're going to be in the 40s. It's not going to feel like it. That little bit of a stiff west wind is going to make it feel colder today. It will get colder tonight because the skies will clear. So, unlike last night when we had the blanket of clouds keeping us warm, we're going to get cold under a mainly clear sky tonight into the 20s, maybe even the low 20s. And then we get up into the upper 30s tomorrow, close to 40, slightly cooler than it will be today. Just letting you know, if you're looking for warmer air, it's not happening yet. It'll happen Thanksgiving week, but not yet. Okay, so what about those snow flurries that I mentioned? Well, the models are trying to paint in some sporadic activity. Now, this will be something where you could you could even see the sun come out through the clouds, and at the same time, a few minutes later, it gets cloudy, and then you notice either raindrops or snowflakes. And then the sun comes back out. It's going to be one of those kind of situations, mainly north of Bowling Green. There you see the little light blue returns. Notice we're behind the 540 line. That's that line right there, 32 degrees. Yeah. So behind that, it is cold. The westerly winds are going to come in today. And those westerly winds, plus a little bit of leftover um, moisture trapped in those clouds, yeah, we could see a snowflake. And even this evening, look at this. This model, which is the NAM, North American model, it's trying to put out a little bit of sprinkles or even a snowflake or two. It is possible. And even as you get closer to the Western Kentucky Parkway, Bluegrass Parkway, north of E-Town, up to the Ohio River, yeah, there might be enough to put down. It looks like it wants to snow, and it comes down for a few minutes, then it's over. It's going to be kind of that situation. So, but nothing measurable coming out of that, and it's going to stay pretty dry, as you see after that, as this map just goes on and on and on, showing you nothing but the chilly air, because that's where we're going to stay. Remember, a couple of weeks ago, I said once we get there, we're going to stay there. We will see a slight warm up next week into Thanksgiving, but really, even then, we're just barely going back to where we should be for this time of the year. Um, Here's a look at the surface maps this morning and the look ahead. Here we are right now, high pressure dominating, but there's in the stream here, in the upper stream, there's still these little pieces of energy that want to swing down and just throw out this little, you know, a little bit of snow flurry activity, and then it moves on pretty quickly. There we are into this afternoon, and this evening, and you can see those little bursts of snow flurry activity or raindrop, depending on temperature. But again, the ground temperature is too warm, and it's not going to be any big deal. So we keep that into tonight, early tomorrow morning. That moves away. Here comes the next cold front, which is going to arrive Friday with more brisk westerly winds. Most of the precipitation is going to stay north of us into the Great Lakes. And then we'll watch that system just come on through pretty dry. But it will bring a reinforced shot of colder air for this weekend before we begin to warm up. So here we are into Saturday, into Sunday, then into Monday. Notice the high pressure ridge moves east, and we start to get a south to southwest wind flow because winds around high pressure go like the hands on a clock this way to the right and then back up. So we're going to see or feel southwesterly winds beginning Monday into Tuesday and into Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, and therefore your warm up. The warm up will come, and we'll be back close to 60, as I showed you in the 10-day stretch there for Thanksgiving Day. And for right now, it looks dry. It is what it is. All right, that'll do it for this edition of the Chris Allen Skywix podcast on the SAM channel this morning, presented by Ace Hardware Marketplace. Thank you for watching. I'm headed to the radio station this morning. I hope you'll join me. Classic hit SAM 100.7, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. The pop music that was on your radio during those 4 decades. I've got it this morning, plus some giveaways and lots of fun. We have a big old time. It's not boring radio. This is the radio that you used to listen to when you were growing up. That's what I do. I bring the radio just like it sounded back in the day, because radio lost that somewhere along the way. It got boring. Then it was put on autopilot. Then it was just no one there to play the music, just no life to it. This has life to it. And we have a good time, and I tell funny stories, quirky things that are going on in the world and all that kind of stuff. And we just have a good time. If you want to have fun listening to the radio, listen to my show. You know my personality. I don't care. I don't care about all the bad stuff. It's just let's have fun, okay? So 6 to 10 this morning, 100.7 on your radio dial, FM, SAM, okay? Have a great day. Thank you for watching. God bless you, and I'll see you on the radio.